Okay, and now I've got to draw the railroad.
No, he gets to draw it because remember, that's what his card said. His card said he gets to tell us how it turns out when it finishes.
Well, it's true. He does tell us how it turns out.
So,
but I get to draw it.
I'd be a little entertained by him trying to draw what you said. I'm almost tempted, but as quasi dungeon master, we will stick to Drew. We'll draw for us.
But
I'm tempted. It's a good rule. I'm going to keep that one in my back pocket.
I'm just going to take the map and go home.
In space.
Welcome, everybody, to Church in Space.
In 3D!
And they're not even paying attention, and they get that now.
It's just muscle reflex at this point.
It's just autonomic response.
You and I could be in a coma if someone walks in and says, Church in Space in 3D.
Wake you up out of your coma.
No, not even wake us up. Like, it just happens. We're still in the coma. It's just our body
Pavlovian response.
Yes.
All right. Now that we've established that, we return to the community of New Augustana, the Lutheran World Federation-funded colony on Mars, which is continuing its efforts.
Drew, have you completed your work on the New Augustana National Anthem?
No, definitely not.
Darn. Come winter.
Come winter, we need an... Right. So, like television shows previously on
Previously on Church in Space.
Previously on Church in Space. Quiet year. We had the Battle of the Plains with New Jacksonville, where the Methodist riding Tarflubber cavalry incinerated the old people.
Well, they didn't incinerate the old people. They just vanquished. Because they didn't die. They just were sent home.
They were sent back to the retirement home.
With leaving the remains of the wheelchairs.
They retreated in the opposite direction. They advanced. They advanced in the opposite direction.
The van pulled up and they all got in and went back to the retirement home.
Jason, the former mayor of New Jacksonville, was sent away in exile due to his failed attempt to conquer New Augustana and was sent off wandering with just a half tank of oxygen. Mm-hmm. We don't really know what happened to him. Similarly, also, Bon O has gone a wandering because he still hasn't found what he's looking for. So correct. We saw the tracks of Bon O, but that's all that we have left. We also discovered that New Augustana did have a perchance for building incredibly stupid infrastructure projects. Specifically suspension bridge railroad. One engineer who we unjustly banished. Permanently excommunicated. Which we can do that, folks. It's actually in our constitutions. So we excommunicated him, and he has similarly been sent off. This is where we ended. Been sent off into exile. There are still some unresolved problems. The oxygen situation is unresolved and needs some help, and we need some work on that. And construction continues on the foundations of the New Augustana Cathedral, which will be the hallmark of our community when it is finished.
I mean, I know that cathedral's theme. Augustana Cathedral, Bodiodo, you're letting me down.
You are letting me down, Dan, that's for sure.
Your oxygen levels have left on this town.
Can we get contempt for that?
Yeah, we're all adding
yes, racking up contempt, baby.
The final contempt score is Dan has 5 contempt, Dave has 4, and Drew has 5.
Whoa, wait a minute. How did Drew catch up to me? I've been far more contemptuous.
I think there was a contempt in there for the engineer.
Yeah, there was we all got several contempts for the engineer. So.
But I contempt. There was another thing that you tried to do that I was contempting for.
Okay.
Oh, it was the suspension bridge.
Yeah, I think it was the second suspension bridge.
What? You were objecting to the suspension bridge?
It was either that or the artificial canyon, which, by the way, we didn't touch on with the predator leaving very large tracks.
Yeah, we have a predator. Right. There's a predator wandering around.
Well, we think it's a predator.
We think it's a predator. All we
know found the bones in the artificial canyon and
what is
finally
That is, the local megachurch has established its own presence on Mars. Pastor The Edge has established his own church.
Right. I forgot about Pastor The Edge.
He's existing there. He was our new guest. The Lutherans are uncomfortable and afraid that their youths in the community may be flocking to The Edge's new dome. So that's where we're at. We have hit autumn. So, Drew, you're going to start.
All right.
Grab a card, any card.
Is this your card?
It's your card.
It's my card. So number 9, the community works constantly, and as a result, projects finishes early. A project, sorry. Or a group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and finds something that has been previously overlooked.
What? We overlooked something?
Been too busy building suspension bridges.
Hey, you just wait. They're going to come in handy. And that engineer is going to go from excommunicated to sainthood.
I'm just waiting for like a dust storm to come in, and because the bridge has so much mass, literally just falls over.
So what is your response to your card?
I'm going to go with option number 2. A group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and finds something that has been previously overlooked.
Who is the group?
Yeah, who is the group?
Niles goes out to the Cliff of Sanity.
Niles goes out to the Cliffs of Sanity.
I am group.
Right. Niles.
You are group? Is that what you just said?
Niles, for our listeners' sake, Niles was our young boy who found the glowing box of Twinkies on Mars that then killed Martin because he ate one.
Yeah, but Martin is now a chandelier because he's eternally glowing.
Eternally preserved, evidently. Yeah. It's a little weird. Everyone's a little uncertain.
If you've read the ingredients list of a Twinkie, it's not... The fact that he's eternally preserved would not.
That part is the glowing that goes along with it. That's got everybody under. But
and yet, no one has analyzed the chemical composition of these Twinkies to figure that out.
They're just kind of like sitting in a closet somewhere. Probably should get them out of the pantry. But we haven't resolved that problem.
Anyway,
Niles, who's obviously a troubled young boy at this point.
Yes, in his search on the Cliffs of Sanity, he finds a small hole in which a very small pet that he names.
We keep finding like lots of life forms on Mars. NASA's clearly been wrong all this time.
The rovers have landed in the few areas where there's little life.
We are finding that Mars is teeming with aliens, which I'm fine with. I would love this theory. But this pet is named what?
Eddie.
Yes.
Okay.
But by the ice river, about right here, there's a tiny little hole.
That thing right there you're pointing to on this podcast?
On this podcast, the very audio-based podcast.
Close to our main dome. Is
close to the stairs.
To the right.
It was a little hole, a burrowing animal. Okay. His name is Eddie.
You have to describe this burrowing animal to me. So paint me a word picture here.
Think of Rufus from Kim Possible.
Okay.
The ferret?
The mole rat.
The mole rat, whatever it is, right, yeah. Okay.
But with sharp fangs.
Okay.
And is green with yellow eyes.
All right.
Almost sounds like Spock's teddy bear.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'm sold. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we found Eddie.
Yes.
What have we named this species?
The Eddies. But EDDY, as in like the currents.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Damn. All right. Don't even. I'm done. Okay, that's good. Dan, your turn.
Wait, hold on.
You need to know the rest of your stuff. Yeah, sorry.
So we don't have any projects because we
do. We have the foundations being built.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then taking an action because we don't have enough projects already. I'm going to start the phase 3 of the railroad system.
Without our engineer.
Without the engineer.
Well, they've gotten used to it. You know?
Yes.
They don't need the engineer anymore.
It's a 4-week phase to connect.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I see you came prepared with plenty of dice this time.
I did.
Yeah. So many are the projects we can have.
Damn. Here's your card.
I got for my own self the 10 of clubs. Harvest is here and plentiful.
We did solve the farm tool implement problem and the greenhouse problem last. So,
or Cold autumn winds drive out your enemies. Remove a threatening force from the map and the area. Oh, my. I don't know. I mean, do I want abundance? Or do I want to take out the potential threat of the edge?
Or the Methodists. Don't forget about the Methodists.
Well, they're on our side. They were our cavalry.
There are mercs.
Well, hold on. They could rebel.
They could.
They could. And now they have actual battle experience.
Exactly, yeah. If they have the battle experience, if they were to choose to...
No, this is one of life's basic rules. Never mess up your mercenaries.
Coming from a pastor.
It's just one
Right.
of life's...
A deeply religious game.
Yes.
I'm a history major first.
Yes.
It's one of life's immutable rules. Never mess with your mercenaries.
All right. Well, on that note, Lutherans being a very practical people.
Uh-huh. We'll go with that theory.
Stubborn would be just the first.
Yeah, the first of these traits.
Yeah.
The cold autumn winds drive out the edge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, does that disappoint you?
No, that's fine. I'm no, that's fine.
No, if it is, I can easily go with
it's
abundance.
your turn. I like that. I like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. The whole dome just kind of skitters across the surface of Mars.
I would think this is
please,
more.
can we talk about if they're cold winds? Can they take out the suspension bridge too with them? Because I feel like it's too like
No, because of course.
It was built for the.
Yeah,
I think
the engineer knew what he was doing
Right.
there.
no, he didn't.
He's just bored with all this railroad work.
So the Edge's mission funding dries up, and they try and keep going, but the heat gives out. It gets very cold on Mars, and so the megachurch falls apart.
Boom. Done.
So bye, Edge.
So
He
now,
goes on to write a best-selling book in Returns to Earth, though. So
and the first platinum-selling album on Mars.
right, the first platinum-selling album on Mars. So he's fine.
Quick question: what happens to the people in the megachurch?
So they kind of gathered from all over. So some of them return back to our community.
Okay.
You know, some of them go back to New Jacksonville. Some of them go to Flubberburg, which was also a thing. You know, so I think that's where this one is, right?
No, this is
Yeah, this is Flubberville over here.
Okay.
Johnsville.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Johnsville,
Johnsville,
right?
yeah.
And, you know, so they return. They come from all over, right? So they return back.
Okay. New project. Another 4-weeker.
Uh-huh.
We're finally going to build the dang brewery.
Oh right, we do need to solve that problem.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right.
Maybe.
3 of clubs. Someone leaves the community after issuing a dire warning. Who or what is their warning? Or someone issues a dire warning and the community leaps into action to avoid disaster. What is the warning? Start a contentious project that relates to it. I'm definitely going to do the second one. So the Methodists start jumping up and down, protesting the fact that we have not resolved the oxygen issue.
Oops. Yeah, I think that's a valid protest point.
Yes, because we're going to start a brewery, but forget about the fact that we
Right.
need the oxygen or have multiple infrastructure.
Yeah, we have multiple
projects
infrastructure
going.
projects. The practical Methodists are screaming at the Lutherans that we have an oxygen tank, but we're taking up more than we're putting in. You know, it's not long for this world. However, their contentious project is they're not very bright in that they want to try and grow genetically engineered trees on Mars. You know,
To survive inside or outside the dome?
outside the dome.
Okay.
And so
But the reason that they're not very smart is because they did all that jumping around and forgot that Mars has 1/3 of Earth's gravity, so they kept hitting their heads on the top of the dome.
No, I want to.
Multiple concussions.
I want to say that they're Ent and they forgot the Ent women.
I think
I was searching for the Ent women.
no.
Oh, God, it sounds like a 50s B movie. Search for the Ent women.
But we can get there when we get the trees planted. But it's more that everybody's kind of like, where are we going to get genetic engineered trees? Which is why it's
We're going to
contentious.
genetically engineer them. I mean,
Well, we do
I don't know
have the
where.
one tree in the middle of the original dome.
Yeah, that's the other problem is where are we getting all the other trees? Because there's only that one tree is the only
So
tree
we
we have.
planted the one tree, and now we want to plant more trees.
Yeah, except it's in the dome, and you know, so it's going to be a lot of work. So 6 weeks, and meanwhile, the oxygen thing is still a thing. So we might want to think about solving that.
Or still a lack of thing.
Yeah, let's do the oxygen thing outside the dome instead of
I'm
inside.
I'm going to put oxygen on a scarcity. Not that we're totally out, but we're definitely...
The end is nigh.
Well, people are commanded to stop breathing so deeply. So,
The whole mindfulness thing is right out.
right. But the only
no deep breaths.
no deep breaths, no meditation. It's totally outlawed.
No
the only thing
exercise
that's keeping us
whatsoever.
going is we're importing oxygen tanks from New Jacksonville.
No, where are they getting their oxygen?
I would have said new.
What?
No, they have an oxygen shortage there because they have all the old people. They need their oxygen.
Well, that's why they've got their own oxygen production facility there.
Oh, okay. But I feel like New Johnsonville's been neglected.
Johnsonville.
Johnsonville.
We
Sorry.
got 2 whole seasons. We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a 4-season series.
Right. It's a 4-season series. We got 2 whole seasons.
All right.
For another project, the one of the problems that this community has, it's Mars. There's not a lot to stop asteroids from crashing into the planet. So the Martian laser defense grid system, that's a radar dish. It is not.
No.
Oh, that's the anti-maze.
yeah, yeah. Deflector
Yeah, that
system.
is the deflector. But we need to shoot them down. We need better special effects.
Oh,
on
okay.
this.
All right. So you're
So
going
instead
from
of a-
purely defensive system
Right.
to actually having an offensive as
Right.
well.
And so the Lutheran Martian laser defense grid is under construction.
Boy, I can't even turn that into a nice acronym.
No.
Okay.
LMLG. Limgig. So 6 weeks just to get the defense grid going. Your turn.
Just NALG.
Nalge.
Get rid of defense. NALG. New Augustana laser grid.
Yeah. we'll go
Okay,
with that.
Nalge. All right, I like it. Nalge. All right.
NALG.
Yeah, Nalge. Nalge.
Gotta go down on the NALG.
Yeah.
7. A project that just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project. Do not modify the project dice. When it resolves, you'll be responsible for telling the community how it went.
Dreams really do come true for
Or
Drew.
something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
Gee, I wonder which one Drew's going to go for.
So initially, the stoppage of the artificial canyon was because of the bones that were found from the supposed predator. More bones have been found and have led to a calling for an archaeological project.
So they put a call out to Earth to send an archaeologist?
No, we're going to be using the Methodists and Johnsonville, to help us excavate. They came in, they started at both ends of the city, so it's really close,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a slight detour. The railroad's going to either go like this or like this.
Yeah. I see. Okay.
These Methodists, I want to say, they're Renaissance men. Mm-hmm.
Also, Niles is the project manager. Niles is the project manager, and he and Eddie, because Eddie can burrow, are going out to the site.
I'm sold.
And they put a Twinkie at each dig area, so they market it even at night.
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, they
Exactly,
can dig
yes.
at night. It's a 24/7 dig,
right,
right?
that's right.
It's well lit.
Twinkie light.
Oh, man. See, we knew they'd come in here. Now people aren't going to eat them. That's
Yes.
great. All right.
So,
Action.
I feel like we should have a discussion
Okay.
about Niles. Mm-hmm. I feel like
Is he ignoring his trauma?
no, I feel like Pastor Fraser isn't reining him in enough, and he's going on too many adventures. He found the Twinkies, he found Eddie, and now he's going to the dig site. And I feel like
Pastor Fraser says in good Lutheran form he has no ability to control anybody's actions.
then I feel like he needs some kind of guidance, and a mentor is chosen for him.
Pastor Fraser, again, in good Lutheran Pastor
Not
form.
Pastor Fraser. Pastor Fraser has to nominate someone to look over
Pastor
Niles.
Fraser looks at it and goes to the congregation, then you have to fix this problem you've created.
In some ways, this is just too true to life.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. It's like I've said that before.
To which I think Roz volunteers.
Okay, as long as it's not on my desk, says Pastor Fraser.
Because Roz, as being the assistant minister, realizes that if she doesn't help and guide Niles, it might turn out they find something else horrid that will destroy us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because evidently there's burrowing creatures all underneath us.
I could burrow down underneath the dome and then create an air leak from the tunnel.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there are all kinds of problems.
They're
these
all
things
kind
could-
of right.
Yeah.
Are they allergic to water? Who knows?
We don't. Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and we're
Or
also
oxygen. They could be allergic to oxygen.
Yeah, we're also forgetting about the tar flubber. They're just they've been chilling for an entire season. I don't think we did anything.
Yeah, I
with
wonder
them.
how
we had a
Tarflubber
big
would
pitched
react if
battle
we
with
put
them last season.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were using it. As,
They were the mounts for the Methodist riding cavalry. They vanquished the
and they're the engineers on the push carts
right.
between the.
Yeah, and they're we've domesticated these things. I mean, they are.
But are eddies predators of the tubbers, or is it the other way around? We've never established what the tar creatures eat.
We've never established what they eat, and who knows?
if they eat.
Maybe Eddie's like a gremlin, where if you give him water or oxygen, he turns into this giant monster, and that's what.
Ooh.
We don't know.
I was
Yeah.
picturing Eddie as a smaller, like you can almost like a parrot size, like
yeah,
just
but
hopping
again,
up
maybe
onto.
he's like a gremlin and like he swells.
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't know yet. We haven't discovered the mystery of Eddie. All right.
Yeah, this is getting
Okay.
intense. Excellent.
Uh-oh.
I have the queen. Disease spreads through the community. Choose one. You spend the week quarantining and treating the disease. Project Dice are not reduced this week. Nobody knows what to do about it. Add health and fertility as a scarcity. Health and fertility.
Yeah.
This is an interesting disease.
But I do want to point this out. Who said it had to be a disease that affected humans? It could be a crop disease,
It could be.
and that is what's causing the health issues,
I'll
and leads to the fertility
yeah.
scarcity.
I'll permit it. This community is quickly going to go from Lutheran community to children of men.
Thanks for this conversation. I'm going with nobody knows what to do about it as an option.
Okay.
So add health and fertility as a scarcity.
All right. For listeners, our scarcities are rutabagas, beer, oxygen, and health and fertility, which makes me wonder about how this is going to work.
Well, it could be due to oxygen deprivation.
Could.
Very, very true.
Our abundances, by the way, are communication and iron. We communicate, but we don't solve any problems, which is pretty Lutheran.
Yes. Yes.
All I want to do is add, though, that the first symptom of the disease
Okay.
is that your freckles fall off.
How ginger is the population?
It is
Ginger enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's New Augustana, they're probably like Swedish Norwegian Lutherans. So like
Yeah, but
very. It's kind of the answer.
Many are the freckles.
Very is
Yeah,
the-
you wake up in the morning, there's a pile of freckles at your bedside, and it's like, oh my gosh.
that's a little
pretty revolting.
Yeah, that's
I'm-
a lot darker than normal things.
Yeah.
Dan.
Okay, and now I've got to draw.
No, he gets to draw it because remember that's what his card said. His card said he gets to tell us how it turns out when it finishes.
Wow, that's true.
So, in the artificial canyon, they have realized that the bones kind of start to look like Eddie. So, now Niles has discovered the Eddies in the artificial canyon, just the bones of them.
So is this like the
an elephant
infamous
graveyard.
Eddie's graveyard? Yeah.
Yes.
The Eddie's grave.
From Martian myth.
Yes.
The Eddie's graveyard.
Or is it signs that Eddie's ancestors were giant?
No, we're talking about think of Eddie as a very small dog. We're talking bones about horse height.
Oh, so Eddie could be like a baby.
Yes, Eddie is a baby.
Eddie's a baby. Okay.
Baby Eddie.
We've learned that Eddie gets bigger. Okay. All right.
This is interesting.
Yes, Eddie gets bigger.
He's still
But-
green with fangs and yellow eyes. This could be
Um,
a horse-sized mole rat with fangs and yellow eyes.
How does Eddie react upon seeing the bones? Encountering them?
This is,
He digs more and finds the bones and takes them to Niles because that's he's very proud of the fact that he dug up bones.
he dug up something. So, okay.
But then everyone has to then put them back where they came from.
Because it's an archaeological dig.
Exactly.
Okay.
okay.
But as well, we found fossilized tar flubber.
Oh.
It was completely inert,
inert tar flubber.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That would be like, to fossilize tar flubber, it would be like a chunk of obsidian.
It looks very similar to coal, but in very three-dimensionally fluid.
Okay, it's like you instant froze a tar flubber, basically, or something like that.
More like the tar flubber were eaten and came out. And
Oh, so
Okay.
it's scat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, tar flubber.
yes.
In paleontology, that's an entire field of study. Is
is.
fossilized scat. I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I am
Draw
drawing
all that for me.
Yeah, draw the fossilized scat.
I don't have to do that. I could just do the bones and then the railroad that goes around
Yeah,
off
but
the map.
no, you got to draw the scat too, otherwise we might forget next
Yeah,
week.
Right.
So anyway, it's the end of Dan's turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to be drawing things while it is Pastor's turn.
Draw some things, sir. Meanwhile, I have the 5 of clubs. The parish arrives. Who are they? Why have they chosen your community, and for what? A small gang of marauders that's making its way through local terrain. How many are there? What weapons do they carry? Ooh, this is hard.
Well, I mean, just given the name, the parish would be the Roman Catholic colonizer.
Okay. All right. The parish arrives. I agree. They are Roman Catholics. So we have the local Catholic parish. The parish is what they call themselves. They built it on a little hill. They have a little cross.
Is it a city on a hill?
It's a dome on a hill. It's a parish on a hill, very technically. And they have their little cathedral inside the dome.
And I note that
I
they're
would've
just north of the location of where the Twinkies were found.
They are. And so
I would have thought they would have built the whole dome as the cathedral.
the
And
thing
Holy
is, the
Twinkie.
Catholic Church tried in this world to colonize another planet. They tried to colonize Europa. They wanted their own whole planet.
Okay.
But the parish have arrived because they've been seeing the thriving society that has been developing on Mars. And the Pope has claimed that he has authority, not just over Earth, but is patriarch also of Mars and the whole solar system. So there's
the universal church.
the universal church,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
To be the universal church, you got to have Catholics out in the universe.
Yeah.
So, actually, by and large, Lutherans are okay with them. We're closer to them than we are the Methodists.
And we tamed the Methodists.
Yeah,
so,
right. So we're like, all right, by and large, we're okay. It could be fine. It's not a huge threat. All right. So that means for me, the foundation of the giant Lutheran cathedral on Mars is set, which everybody's very happy about. Brewery opens up. A Rutabaga IPA is its main offering. Right here by the spaceport. So the brewery's open. Everybody's a little irritated that we still haven't fixed that oxygen situation yet, but we are officially scratching beer off the scarcity list
hooray!
because there is Rutabaga IPA available. Brewery's working on a
Well,
brewery.
what about the rutabaga? Is that still a scarcity?
It is because we're using it to brew beer.
Got it. So yes, we are growing the rutabagas,
We
but
are
not
growing,
enough
but not
to,
enough
like-
quantity to be in surplus.
Got it.
Priorities, Drew.
Got it.
Priorities.
I just want to make sure.
I did, we're
We had so many hops that we can brew an IPA, and we decided to throw in rutabaga
Yep.
into the.
Didn't say that they're good brewers, just said that they were brewers. They're experimenting.
Okay, it's an experimental IPA. Okay. The house beer is the rutabaga ale. Yes, we do have an IPA.
The
that
IPA
has-
is made out of glowing Twinkies.
Oh God.
So
It's got a do not drink advisory. All right, and I'm starting a new project. We've got to start the sanctuary for our giant cathedral on the Cliffs of Sanity. It's the only way.
What's this project again?
The trees, the genetically
The trees.
engineered trees to
Okay.
solve our oxygen problem.
yeah,
Okay,
because oxygen is on our scarcity list
Yeah,
for now,
for now.
for now.
because we're going to put oxygen outside the dome before putting it inside the dome.
I didn't say it was a good, it said a contentious project. I didn't say a good project. Okay, that's it for my turn.
All right, did you do your action?
I did.
Okay.
I started the the sanctuary.
That's right. Okay.
Number 6. Introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community. Conflict flares up among community members, and as a result, a project fails.
Oh, no. Thank goodness the brewery was finished.
Yes. That one, I wouldn't have chosen that one to fail anyway, Dan. Come on. Conflict flares up among community members, and as a result, a project fails.
Okay.
Right.
The trees.
It was kind of a doomed project to begin with.
They have the research in place.
We all get a contempt for that, though, because the oxygen situation is getting kind of critical for everybody.
Yes. The research was there. It was halfway done, but they realized maybe we should be putting the resources more towards real oxygen inside things versus not. So that project fails.
Drew and I are having language problems today.
I can tell. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so that fails. Mm-hmm. New Augustana has hired the chief engineer from Johnsville, who is not the former engineer of New Augustana. It's going to take a week to get the technician from Johnsville to come.
Okay.
And then 1 week to fix it.
Okay.
So 2 weeks on that.
Come fix the oxygen
Fix the oxygen thing. Because
Okay.
we didn't think about asking people for help. We wanted to do it ourselves.
It's a contentious
In
project.
true Lutheran fashion.
Yes. We thought we could do it ourselves. We saw the YouTube videos.
Yeah. Come on, we're on Mars. Mars tube.
Okay.
Dan.
All right. I have myself here, the 2 of clubs. Someone returns to the community.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Who? Where were they? Or you find a body. Do people recognize who it is? What happened?
This is
so many possibilities.
I know. Oh, my Lord. This gives me too much.
See,
Further the story of New Augustana.
see, I got the card I wanted. You got the card you wanted. Now,
It's fate.
Oh,
Divine providence, even.
dare I?
how dare you?
I just don't know if I should be selfish.
Yes,
Well, if I'm going to be selfish, you know what I'm doing.
do it. Give in to the dark side of the moon.
Okay.
Side of Mars.
The engineer returns.
Oh God! Don't do that, Dan. No, Dan, no.
Drew gets a contempt
Yes,
immediately.
absolutely.
All right.
The engineer returns.
How?
Where was he?
See,
Yeah,
you
where
could
was
go on
he?
the dead body with Jason or Bono comes back.
Oh, no. If
but
I was
you-
going to do the dead
freaking
body, I had
engineer-
someone else completely in mind. I had to throw it for a
You
little.
be
It was
like
gonna be a
all
body.
the contempts. Can I just all of them?
Infinite
Every turn get a contempt that the engineer is.
still with us. Just okay. The engineer returns.
Yeah, he has been deep in a meditative trance, having found an oxygen cave
Oh.
beyond the chasm.
Okay.
And there, when he returns, his cranium is twice normal human size.
Why is it? Because it's full of hot air.
No,
It's
so that he
Mars
can
is
build
colder.
even
Bigger
bigger
suspension
bridges. I knew where he was going.
Yeah,
with this.
his intellect has more than doubled because the intense mutagenic powers of the oxygen cave.
The engineer has returned.
Engineer has returned.
To build even larger suspension bridges. Okay. Well, I know.
Telekinetically.
No,
How
I'm
is-
going to rule that out.
No.
I'll grant that he has, in like that one episode of Star Trek with Barclay.
Yeah.
You know, that I'll grant that one, but like he can't. We have pushed the boundaries of what I'm allowing on Mars.
Push the boundaries of believability.
Yeah.
Oh,
What I'm allowing on Mars.
Can we murder someone? Is that an action? Can that be a project? Can that be a project?
Yes.
Okay, good. just clarifying some things.
I'm going to give out contempts like nobody's business after it happens.
I didn't do my action yet.
Oh, that's true.
He's only returned. Well, the action was kind of embedded in the story. He discovered something new, the oxygen cave.
Okay.
And that
means there is a... Yeah,
that's west of everything that we can't see.
yeah.
Okay.
But what it implies to the colonists, where there is one oxygen cave, there could be more. There could be a subterranean source of both water and oxygen.
Oh, that's possible. You're right. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Now you may proceed.
Now we may proceed. Jack. Project finishes early. Which one? Why? If there are no projects underway, restlessness creates animosity, which leads to violence.
Ooh.
But there are projects underway. Damn it. Sorry. Community works very hard, and
Well, also the other ones would have finished anyway.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. That's why we're doing the sanctuary is built. Even got a stained glass window. So sanctuary is built. Evening prayer is held. It's beautiful. Everybody loves it. Acoustics are great. Everybody's a little low on oxygen, but it's fine.
The parish is looking from afar.
Right. They're looking from afar, jealous that are more Catholic than the Catholics. Cathedral is awesome. Filled
Lutherans
with
were the first to go goth on Mars.
filled with stained glass windows of Martin Luther and Philip Melanchthon.
So, pastor is in charge of the laser grid.
All right. So the laser grid gets built. The laser defense grid gets built. It's ready to blast apart, perhaps unnecessarily.
I see how it's pointed.
It's
like
a giant dinner fork.
Yeah.
And it shoots up.
Yeah.
It just shatters the asteroid.
Right. Shatters asteroids. It's perhaps a little unnecessary,
Okay.
but it's a pretty sweet project.
Is it me, or is the angle going to interfere with the... I would have thought you would have put it up by the Cliff of Sanity because it's a little bit higher up.
Like right on top of
The
the
Cliff of Sanity is protected by God, not by man-made devices. We trust in God's defenses.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So what happens if the asteroid is in like this quadrant over here and has to go through the Cliffs of Sanity?
Clearly, somebody needs to start building more laser defense grids.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's aimed.
All right. And then I got one more to wrap up.
Oxygen.
The oxygen. The engineer gets here, but he discovers that, like most Lutheran churches, they've been kind of piecemealing along their maintenance repairs for a very long time. I know. And that their oxygen production device is far out of date, and he has no mechanical repair capacity for it. So the oxygen situation is not resolved.
So how long is it going to take to get a quote for a new one, and then have to ship it from Johnsville?
Well, no, and it's expensive enough that it has to go to the full congregation for a vote.
I know, right?
No,
It's expensive. It's at least 2 weeks for a full congregational vote because you got to like notify everybody in the parish.
Well, and then someone moves to put it off until the annual meeting.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Engineer.
Right. So it's at least 6 weeks to resolve this oxygen situation problem.
Do you feel like Dave's being a little cathartic here and kind of...
I feel like everyone's against me right now. I think it's me against the planets.
That was my action. So,
Okay.
all right,
Drew, sup?
The king. A natural disaster strikes the area.
Oh no.
Choose one. You focus on getting everyone to safety. Remove an abundance, and a project fails. You focus on protecting your supplies and hard at work at any cost. Several people die as a result.
Oh, dear. Which path of villainy will Drew take on this? I wonder.
Okay, yeah,
It's a no-win for him.
No, we're natural disaster strikes the site that there's a small earthquake because when the technician literally touched the oxygen machine, it fell apart and had a cascading effect.
It activated a long dormant fault line.
Yeah. Had a cascading effect.
Just the right angle.
So now there is no
Mars
oxygen.
quake.
There is
Oh,
no
no.
oxygen in the main dome. So
no.
now they have to evacuate the main dome to the Methodist camp, to the sanctuary.
Yeah.
And the brewery.
A couple of people go to the brewery is shut down in remembrance of the victims, and then a lot more people than they thought were go to what is this called again?
The parish.
The parish.
Oh, the parish. Got it. And then just everyone just kind of goes away for a while because there is no oxygen. The Methodists are okay for a while. A small number went there, but most everyone just scatters because...
Wow.
Oh, New Augustana.
Yeah.
What's your reaction? Yeah, this is like, we might not need to wait for the frost. Frost shepherds.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, considering the amount of people in a very small area, I feel like we could get an army together kind of quickly.
Possibly, but you have established a Lutheran diaspora.
Right. We're in exile.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exile among Methodists and Catholics. Oh, dear.
It started off so peaceably,
So,
So,
start a new project. New oxygen tank.
Okay.
The engineer goes back to try and help figure out how to get the logistics-wise of getting the mutagenic
Is this
oxygen.
the new engineer or our former...
The big brain engineer.
big brain.
We never named him. What's our big brained engineer?
Well, now he's just called BB
Okay.
for big brain.
Okay.
So he goes to figure out how to get a pipeline to get the mutagenic oxygen to us. Where that's a separate project that Dan's going to figure out how to do. Because I don't want a part of that at all. But the new engineer, the one that's going to be appointed the supreme engineer of Mars, because he's actually knows what he's doing.
Ow.
Get ready for a couple of contempts from me.
Well, yeah, wait, did I get, I need a contempt because there was a turn for you, and I need two turns that the engineer was in. New Augustana. Anyway.
Drew's going to have more contempts than anybody else.
So now that he's out
This is early
on
to
my
me.
turn, I'm out of contempts. So, but anyway, it's going to take 3 weeks, because I'm doing math now, not 4 weeks, to give it Dan a choice. 3 weeks to get the new oxygen tank close to, but not at the original site where the oxygen tank was. So transport is a week to New Augustana from John Johnsville, and 2 weeks to install it and to get everything hooked up. So 3 weeks.
Okay. I can buy that. Yeah.
And if Dan's going to come up with it's going to take 1 week to get the oxygen pipeline.
Well, let's see. It's an ace. And the community becomes obsessed with a single project.
God. Why?
I'm just going to add the contempt right now. Just preemptively.
Well, wait, no. Technically, the project didn't even started, so he can't finish that project.
No, it started because, a week passes with each person.
I started my project, but you'd have to start your project in order to complete it.
All I'm saying
I gave you
is-
the idea. That was not me starting the project. I gave you the idea. I did not start that project because I can't start 2 projects on my turn.
That's true. So technically, the engineer hasn't left yet.
Gotcha.
So-
Well, which means it's null and void at this point.
Well,
no one's activated.
No one was in New Augustana because of the natural disaster. Everyone's gone out of it. So doesn't matter what the engineer
The
was.
only project on the board at the moment is the 3 weeks to get the
oxygen thing.
the oxygen tank working again.
Well, I can choose they decide to take more time to ensure it's perfect, and that adds 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Or they drop everything else to work on it and all other projects failed. If there are no projects underway, you add a scarcity born of idleness.
Yeah, that's definitely not us.
You've left me with no choice but to add 3 weeks. Now it's going to be 6 weeks before they have any kind of oxygen.
It's been a long time away from New Augustana.
Well, 6 weeks, but then it's your turn, so it goes down to 5?
It'll be 5 weeks on my thing. That's what I'm going to officially
Yes.
decide.
Okay, got it. I'm just trying to figure out the math.
And BB is going to start a project of exploratory drilling to find more oxygen and or potable water.
That surprises me. I thought he would have done a bottling operation for the oxygen.
One would think. But
'Cause then
just
he
like
could
the
make more-
helium caverns in Texas.
There are helium caverns in Texas?
Yeah. It's like the only naturally occurring helium on the planet are in these caves in Texas.
Where specifically in Texas?
I don't remember. I'll have to look
Okay.
it up. I think it's actually a small series of connected caverns, but I'll have to look it up. Okay, yeah. So anyway, he starts a project of exploratory drilling, And because
what kind of drill are you going to use?
well, we've got the best smelting operation on the.
But that would ignite it.
No, it would have to react with something.
He's using Eddie.
No, Eddie. Oh, he's taking Niles with him.
Yeah, right.
Oh, geez.
He's using Eddie. Eddie's
Niles
like
and BB.
Yeah.
There's a formula for safety.
Roz went away and lost Niles, and Bibi
Eddie.
just took Niles. And oh my God.
Roz had to go on a very long vacation.
right, right.
No, what
she
I'm
went back to Earth.
That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking in the middle of the disaster, Roz is trying to get people to safety, loses sight of Niles, and Bibi just literally scoops him up. And you can see Eddie trying to follow behind, but his legs are a little bit too small.
So it's like
Right.
Exactly, but Niles is over his shoulder. And he has to tilt his head to one side because his head is too massive now.
I like it.
So they just set Eddie down on a spot, and he drills straight down.
Okay, so that's a 6 weeks project because they're going to just explore a ton of territory.
Okay, that's fine. I will accept that. Okay, good job.
All right.
8. 8 of clubs. Someone sabotages a project and the project fails as a result. Who did this and why? Someone is caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How does the community respond? Oh, man.
Ooh.
Bum, 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 bum. Everybody wakes up to find that the oxygen tank construction materials have all been just mysteriously vanished. They've all just disappeared.
Oh.
Don't know what happened. They're just gone.
Okay.
So in transit,
In transit. Right. They're in transit. And
they get stolen.
They get stolen.
Ooh.
Great train robbery.
Yes.
So
First great train robbery on Mars. This is
Yes.
great.
I know,
Yes.
isn't it though? Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also their first motion
Hundreds of
picture.
years later, hundreds of years later, it becomes the first motion picture on Mars. It becomes a big budget action flick. But at the moment, it's kind of a disastrous thing. Okay. And then for my project, they resend the supplies. This time, the train is more heavily guarded
Okay.
by Methodist flubber warriors.
Can you envision them? I can see them.
Yeah,
I can
right.
See
I
them
can see
now.
them now. Right. They're,
So this is this transport of the materials?
yeah, this is
Okay.
transport of materials, and it's going to be it's the same project technically as the last one, but it's going to take 4 weeks this time because since it's heavily escorted,
Got it.
Yeah.
it's got to take a little slower.
Okay.
Number 4. The strongest among you dies. What caused the death?
It's been a rough. It's been a rough
yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Autumn has not been a good season.
No.
Or the weakest among you dies. Who's to blame for their death? Ooh. Ooh. Oof.
I like you see the gears turning.
You can't, isn't it?
Do I kill Niles?
No.
Is Niles the weakest or the strongest
Oh,
amongst us?
definitely the weakest.
Or he's the strongest. He's found literally every problem.
Exactly. And survived each one.
Right.
It's Nietzschean. Each one has made him stronger.
Right. It's right. He's like it's like the Uber.
Martin was clearly the weakest. He
Yeah.
died upon one bite
Right.
of a glowing Twinkie.
bite, Yeah.
The strongest Methodist died. The leader of the Methodist mercenaries.
The leader
The
of
MMs, which why didn't we call them the MMs before?
M&Ms. Yeah. Yes. It's even. They're still. The corporation is still the Mars Corporation.
Exactly. That's right. Yes. Why did this not become apparent before?
I don't know, but it works now.
Okay,
All right.
cause of death though.
Cause of death.
He was trying to help everybody escape, but he was outside too long, because his oxygen levels dropped down too much. He couldn't survive.
Couldn't survive. All right, so he died heroically.
Yes.
Saving.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first hero,
The first hero. What's our hero's name? We need a name.
Billy. Billy.
Okay.
No last name.
We don't need no stinking.
When he came to Mars, he abandoned his prior
Yeah,
identity.
right.
He was-
It's just General Billy. Yes, General Billy.
No, he's Field Marshal Billy.
Yes.
Okay.
He has grandiose dreams.
Okay.
Well, had.
Yeah.
But yes, he died.
Okay. We hold services in the cathedral.
Should we pause the projects in remembrance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's the only legitimate.
We pause the projects in remembrance.
Funerals are
Well,
held.
actually, no, we shouldn't because no one could attend the funeral of him because I'm going to start a project for a memorial.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be the Field Marshal Billy Oxygen facility.
The community rallies to solve this oxygen problem.
Yes. So before I forget, so it's going to be 3 weeks here. It's going to take 5 weeks because it's going to be 2 more weeks after this. They're going to start the building of the monument now, and for the plate, where the equipment goes for the oxygen. So it's going to be a 5-week project to start the memorial site and as well as building everything around it. Because now they need to actually have a monumental site. He died in saving people from the oxygen crisis. Yeah. It is going to be his building.
The nice thing is, on Mars, they can just leave his body out of the dome.
Yeah.
You know, because there's no oxygen. It's not going to...
They're left him in the dirt.
No. Even better. Hold on, even better. They're going to put sticks in his uniform so he can just look like he's trying to help someone, and literally his body's just going to be...
He is his own statue.
Yes, his statue is himself.
It's the most morbid community on Earth, but okay.
And it won't decay.
It'll just desiccate.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that,
fair enough.
I like it. I like it.
All right.
Ooh, we've moved on to winter.
All right. This is it. This is the last.
So, do we conclude the game?
Well, we're not. You can finish your loan card.
Okay.
And then we will finish this session.
Our entree to winter.
Yeah. Winter has come.
So, I have the 3. Someone comes up with an ingenious solution to a big problem. And as a result,
So many.
yeah, a project finishes early. What was their idea? Or someone comes up with a plan to ensure safety and comfort. Yeah, project finishes early. I'm just going to go with the mining thing.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, this is good. It's a good place to leave.
Yeah, it's a good wrap-up point. You know, we
Yeah,
finished
it's
the
a very
mining
odd
thing
character for you.
because they found it is that very out of character. I'm giving you a gift.
Add another one.
Taking a contempt off. He was nice for that. He was nice. He's wrapping up cleanly.
And they found several locations where there is subterranean water and subterranean oxygen
Is it
caverns.
liquid water?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Is it liquid
Is it
oxygen?
H2O?
Yeah, it's
Water?
potable H2O.
Is it liquid oxygen? This is the more crucial question.
No, the oxygen is indeed gaseous.
Okay. So
Yes.
Oh, that's hot. Oh, damn it.
you have to complete an action. So
Wait, how? Yeah, no. Like, how are the caves that hot? Are they by a?
Well, around it depends where we're actually located here. If we're relatively close
Oh,
to the
please tell me
equator,
it's that the Twinkies aren't a heat source as well, and they ended up heating up the cave so much that the oxygen combined with the hydrogen in the atmosphere and formed water.
no, even in Mars temperatures, oxygen would remain gaseous. It's carbon dioxide that freezes in the Martian winter.
Okay.
So, ergo, they're good to go.
yeah.
All right.
Got to finish.
Oh, finish. I need an action.
Yes.
I'm gonna just go with. We already did the action in it's discovering something new, and in the move they discovered new stuff.
Okay, you got to draw the oxygen wells on, or the oxygen caverns or whatever. Where it's like an oil well. We struck oxygen, boys. They even made it look old timey. It looks like one of those oil wells from the 1800s on purpose.
We got us a gusher.
It's gushing oxygen. That's bad. Hey. All right. On that note, the oxygen, the richness of the water and oxygen fields has been found. Community of New Augustana. It sits in a. Winter starts and we're not all that great a place, actually. The community's fled. And, yeah. We're waiting to see if we can. Our oxygen repair equipment's been under attack, but the cathedral is almost totally done. So, all right. Hey, folks. This has been the season of autumn on Church in Space.
In 3D.
See you on Mars next week.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, Drew?
Did you bring the AI with you to Mars? Because I feel like we could have used that a whole lot better.
Elon wouldn't let us take it.
I'm sorry, Drew. I can't do that.
Dave. Stop. Stop, Dave.